Alright, can y'all hear me? We back up in here? That was fun. I swear to God. I turned off entrances for the trios title match. Didn't want to risk that again, but I did leave them on still for the main event, and I swear to the Lords above that if it freezes in the main event, I just might get the rope. But we are here. We are back. So, just give me one moment to get resituated here. Give people time to get back in because I'm sure most of them left. All right, my fine feathered friends. Let's snap back to it. The BRC getting those jobber entrances for their championship defense, but the trios titles are on the line, as it is the Kent brothers and Damien challenging the BRC for the CMV Trios Championships. As you can see, Kent and JT Fury are starting things off here against each other, and Ryan Kent with a very, very strong start. Not so great for Fury. He's dragged out of the corner now, and immediately Ryan Kent obviously did his homework, knowing that JT a bit of a high flyer, a bit of a risk taker, and likes to use his kicks. Going right after the leg, and now it's immediately going to bring in Damien. Yeah, fucking BRC, man. Costing us a good 10 minutes there because they all lost their t-shirts. Chris Sullivan was busy in catering. Completely forgot about this defense, but I'm sure they're remembering now. And wow! How about that teamwork? I have never seen something like that before. Sean Kent grabbing JT and then Ryan Kent headbutting him in the ribs, giving Damien some time to recuperate, though it doesn't really look like it worked out. And look at the strength of JT Fury with a fucking electric chair half Nelson driver to a 300+ pound gargoyle of destruction. This is the BRC's third defense of the trios title since, of course, becoming the inaugural champions back at Regicide, defeating the Ballers Club in a 6-man tag team ladder match. Look at that Uranagi slam. So far, not a hot tag there to Flashy. Here comes who many call the frontman of the group, even though they tell that there is no leader. And there is the unmatched raw power of Damien press-ups as he has Flashy in the military press position. Simply incredible. You got to keep in mind, going into this matchup, that the Kent brothers and Damien are 4-0 as a trios team. No three men have been able to stop them as a unit. That's certainly, what would you say, an interesting team. Far from traditional. And Ryan Kent now coming in and immediately looking to add insult to injury as he ties up Flashy in a Windsor knot. And we believe we know what's coming next. A kick right up the old asshole. I'm going to be feeling that in the morning. And then Ryan Kent laughing. Wow, that's too perfect. Love this match so far. Only like 2 minutes in. Ryan Kent, man, continuing to dominate. And so far, the challengers have been in firm control. The BRC quickly, just as I say that, Flashy makes a desperate counter Irish whip into the corner. Also taking into account the BRC have been a team longer than the Kent brothers and Damien have been, and been through more battles together. Who can forget that classic 2 out of 3 falls 6-man tag match back at Emergence? And who can forget that vintage Ryan Kent single knee face breaker right there? And Ryan Kent now bring Flashy up to his feet. Are we going to get a squash here for the trios titles? Tagged. Oh no, what? I have never seen Ryan Kent hit this before. Wow. Wow, Damien, a little bit too cheeky. Just kicking Flashy right in the face. Couldn't resist the urge. Break it up. Ryan Kent set up for a drive-by. And look at this. JT Fury taking out Sean with a guillotine. Meanwhile, Ryan Kent with a shooting star press. And Ryan Kent is the furthest thing from a high flyer. But from time to time, he can surprise you with something like that. Usually it's his brother Sean who's doing all the flippy shit. Remember, guys, here tonight on Monday Night Fusion number 130, we still have up next a light heavyweight championship match. Brandon Rain challenges Percy Simmons. Falls count anywhere for the title. We still got Matt Devious take on Chase Henderson. And, of course, that huge 8-man tag team main event featuring the participants of the Deadly Games tournament. At Final Stand in 2 weeks, you'll have the first tag to Boston's own Chris Sullivan now. Stiff kick to the back as Ryan Kent seeks to stay in control. Sean just now beginning to stir ringside, using the apron to bring himself back up to a vertical base and a tag back into Damien. This man who has just obliterated the Fusion roster at the carnage left in his wake. Is there anybody as impressive this season as Damien has been? Reason he's voted newcomer of the year. A record of 30 wins, 5 losses, and 1 decision. And now Chris Sullivan is in a bad part of town. Double teamed here by Sean Kent and Damien. Kent is not the legal man. Damien is, but a beautiful torture rack powerbomb is going to soften Sullivan up for Damien to capitalize. But Sean's not done apparently. He hasn't been tagged in yet. He wants to get a little bit of action. There we go. Throws Sullivan back into the ring now. And then a big elbow to the face. Damien, from that camera angle, couldn't really see what he was doing, but I believe he was trying to rake the eyes with his back turned to referee Murphy. And Damien all the way up and back down again with a choke slam from hell. I've never seen the BRC dominated like this. It has been all in the corner of the challengers. The BRC have got to do something, and they've got to do something quickly to turn the tide, something like that. Sullivan now with an Irish whip into the corner of his team. Looks for a desperate tag. Not going to find it, though. Damien instead of the big boot to the side of the head. Chris Sullivan escapes a waistlock punch to the back of the head. Sullivan, no. No! The big meaty claw wrapped around the chrome dome. And Damien with the virus slam, a maneuver that very few people have ever been able to kick out of. Well, Chris Sullivan. Will it be over? 1, 2, 3. Oh my God! We have new Trios champions just like that. Absolute obliteration. And the Kent brothers and Damien are the new Trios champions. Oh my God. That was a murder live here on Monday Night Fusion. Damien and the Kent brothers just tore the BRC a new one, and something that I have never seen the BRC treated this way. There was Kent stopping Flashy from making the pin save. We have new Trios champions in CMV. Ryan Kent scratches one of the 2 titles left he hasn't held off his list. Damien with his first taste of gold, and Sean Kent once again is a champion. History has been made. Domination win. And there are your new Trios champions. Wow, I'm honestly still struggling to completely grasp what we just saw. Damian and the Kent brothers are our new CMV Trios champions, and they absolutely tore the BRC apart. That is the definition of domination, what we just saw. Congratulations to Damian and the Kent brothers, and for the BRC, well, hopefully they can rest up and try to get their titles back, though I don't know if they're going to want to after what they just went through. But up next, guys, it is time for our tertiary main event. So far tonight, one title retained, and Alistair Knox defeating Billy Shaw to keep his United States Championship. And we just saw the Trios titles change hands. Now it is time for the CMV Light Heavyweight title to be on the line in a matchup I have been very much looking forward to of all the matches at Homecoming 3. And while Percy Simmons tainted that with retaining his title via countout, using his rightful champion's advantage to do so, but in turn garnering the ire of the CMV universe and, of course, of this man, the #1 contender, Brandon Rain, earning himself another opportunity, and this time it is Falls Count Anywhere, meaning that Percy Simmons does not have his champion's advantage. He cannot retain via a count out or disqualification, only by pinfall or submission. Members still to come here on this show. Fusion number 130, Devious and Henderson do battle up next in a huge 8-man tag team match in our main event. Will feature the 8 participants of the Deadly Games tournament at Final Stand. Alistair Knox will be pulling double duty, as will Matt Devious. Actually, back-to-back double duty. Brandon Rain's story this season to become a prominent superstar here on Monday Night Fusion, a former Rising Star champion, and tonight looks to become light heavyweight champion. But in order to do so, he's going to have to do what nobody has been able to as of yet. Percy Simmons quickly becoming one of the greatest light heavyweight champions of all time, the only light heavyweight champion this season to retain successfully that title. He's done it twice. And Percy's whole mission statement, if you will, in this rivalry he's had with Brandon Rain has been, an alcoholic is not a good representation for the championship. That Brandon Rain story is sad, but Percy Simmons has no time to care about something like that when he's carrying the light heavyweight division. Simmons says he's not cold-blooded, he's gold-blooded. And that he does not need the champion's advantage. The same result will happen here tonight. He will walk out as the light heavyweight champion. The light heavyweight championship is on the line, and this is a Falls Count Anywhere match, which means that pinfall submissions can count anywhere throughout the entire arena. This matchup will not be confined to the ring. There are no disqualifications. Brandon Rain has the full support of the CMV universe behind him. Will it be enough, though? As he stares across at a man who battled back from a not only career-threatening but life-threatening injury to become the superstar that he is today. The Deck, the gold-blooded, the franchise, Percy Simmons, truly a total package. Without his champion's advantage, though, the big question is, can he defeat Brandon Rain? Referee Murphy holding up the title for all to see. The CMV universe is ready for this matchup. I am certainly ready for this matchup. Here we go. Rain, Simmons, one-on-one. The title on the line. Referee rings the bell. They're going to meet in the middle of the ring. An immediate Irish whip from Simmons, so you can see, obviously, has a bit of a size advantage, but not substantially so. And just going to Irish whip Brandon Rain into both corners, and then a snap. Dragon suplex, and Simmons immediately turns to the universe to try to get under their skin, mocking them as he knows they are backing Brandon Rain in this matchup. Stomps to the chest and the bully. Percy Simmons with a ruckus start to the top rope now, and a beautiful corkscrew moonsault. Don't know that I have ever seen it hit better than that. That is why he is the light heavyweight champion. That's why he has the attitude that he has. He deserves to. Wow, what a beautiful disaster kick. That's one way to come back. Takes off Rain, taking off the top turnbuckle, exposing the steel that lies beneath. There is no disqualifications, and I guess Rain is willing to do what he has to do to become the new light heavyweight champion here tonight. Right now, he's going to lock in a modified camel clutch and like an STF camel clutch combination. Simmons not sticking around for very long in that, though. Nice elbow to the side of the head, going to free himself from Rain's grasp. Now an Irish whip. Rebounds off the ropes, and Simmons waits for him, but Brandon Rain shoots off first with an elbow to the gut. And then a back fist to the top rope, perched high from the hybrid district. Tries for an elbow drop, but Percy Simmons was ready for him. Moves out of the way just in the nick of time. And keep your eyes, ladies and gentlemen, on that exposed turnbuckle. Complete shot from a kneeling position by the champion. Now a lion salt to follow through. Percy Simmons, you know, he said it himself, and it's hard to disagree, has revitalized the light heavyweight championship division. Another complete shot. Catches Brandon Rain flush. You can just feel it. Percy Simmons has brought a certain prestige to the light heavyweight championship that it has not had in a long time. And just look at how it's like arc through the air when Percy Simmons jumps off the ropes. Shooting star press, textbook execution, but Brandon Rain does not stay down for very long. Float over DDT, gonna spike the champion right on his head. There's one thing you can give credit to Brandon Rain for, is that his heart does not quit. He doesn't know the meaning of that word, and look at that spike hurricanrana. Simmons tries to quickly get back up to his feet, but I don't think he's fully all there yet. Oh, and a beautiful twisting cross body. Springboarding off the ropes. Both men miss grapple attempts. Brandon Rain going to grab him up with the shoulders now, but a drop down behind, reverse DDT by the champion. Slapping the knees for a standing moonsault. Percy Simmons has held that light heavyweight championship for 2.5 months. Won it back at Regicide, defeating Jay Davis. If Simmons can retain here tonight, springboard goes right over Brandon Rain, though. And the two are right back at it like fighting pit bulls. Irish whip into the corner. Simmons going to put Brandon Rain up high. Remember, this matchup is Falls Count Anywhere, but it does not necessarily have to leave the ring. European uppercut as Rain is up. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Simmons, don't do this! Simmons, no! Jumping cutter from the top rope. Absolutely incredible. And Brandon Rain is completely out. 1, 2, but 2 count. Brandon Rain somehow digging down deep to get out of that one. Phenomenal performance by both men in this light heavyweight championship match. But Simmons has had a tight control. Another standing moonsault. I love how I tell everybody not to go anywhere. 15 viewers when the stream stopped, now 6. Where'd you all go? Get back here. Elbow to the side of the head. Catchphrase by the light heavyweight champion. And then a stomp down onto the arm. Going to put Brandon Rain on his stomach. Again allows Simmons to just fire off with these brutal stomps to the chest and a big old forearm smash. Quickly follows it up again. Now to Brett's rope. And the champion is taking a lot of risks in this matchup. It finally catches up to him. Rain moves out of the way just in the nick of time. And here we go. Where's Rain go? What? Where the hell's Rain going? Where's he going? Brandon Rain going into the crowd. apparently wanted to catch his breath and get away from Simmons, but Simmons does not give him that luxury. This fight is spilling into the CMV universe. The animosity between these two at an all-time high. And these fans getting a front row seat to what is an amazing matchup so far. Just brawling back and forth amongst the fans. Now the fight gonna be taken. No, Percy Simmons wants the fight to continue. Just knocks him right back over the security wall. But Brandon Rain, there's no quit in the challenger. Right into the barricade again. A knee to the midsection though by Brandon Rain. Into the barricade, using his environment very well, is the champion. Almost like a tag team partner. Front headlock by the deck. And now just throws Brandon Rain right over the security wall and down onto the concrete. European uppercut. Simmons, you can tell, wants to hurt Brandon Rain. Wants to send a very strong message to the rest of the light heavyweight division. But Brandon Rain is out. He's not just fighting for himself. He's fighting for the fans. He's fighting for everybody who's struggled in their lives, who's had addictions and fought back to become a better person. Great camera angle right here. This fight is being taken to the extreme. Just brawling all the way through the crowd. My God, this fight is exactly that, a fight. It started off as a very technical, high-flying matchup, but now it is boiled down to a brawl. And Percy Simmons is beating, pardon my French, the shit out of Brandon Rain. And now Brandon Rain being taken for a walk. But he's had quite enough. The Man family, formerly known as the Black Gale, a former Rising Star champion, has the heart of a champion. Listen to the CMV universe. The adoration for these two competitors putting their bodies on the line. The light heavyweight championship is up for grabs. And Simmons has no plans of leaving this ringside area. But Brandon Rain does. Continuing to just go back and forth, back and forth. Oh, what does Brandon Rain have in mind now? Just luckily there happens to be weapons strewn all about the area that they're next to. European uppercut by the champion, and again, such velocity behind them. And right into the supply crate now. Gut first goes Brandon Rain, and base first. And now, a half Nelson neckbreaker on the concrete. Oh my God. And he's not done. The champion looks to hammer the final nail to the coffin with the one kick KO. And Simmons is down. Referee Murphy ready to make the count. 1, 2, 3, and Percy Simmons is still the light heavyweight champion. An absolute brutal finish to what started off as a phenomenal in-ring classic, boiled down into a brawl amongst the CMV universe. 5 stars. Look at that, a jumping cutter from the top rope. I thought it was over right there. Wow. Honestly, I don't think that words exist to properly just tell how awesome that match was. And Percy Simmons cracking Brandon Reigns' skull off of the concrete amongst the CMV universe. And then hitting this, his patented one-kick KO, in order to retain his light heavyweight championship. And not able to handle this. Almost tears in the eye of Percy Simmons. What a war. And he is still the light heavyweight champion. All right, now, guys, it is co-main event time. Live on Fusion at number 130. And what a night it has been so far. And it is still far from over. As up next in our co-main event, the hero killer, Matt Devious, is set to take on Chase Henderson, and Andrew Briggs will be watching ringside. Andrew Briggs, last week, elated to find that Matt Devious unable to defeat Bryce Canyon. Though Briggs still shafted from the second annual Deadly Games tournament, while Matt Devious has secured himself a spot. And he's actually, right after this matchup, going straight into our main event, that 8-man tag team matchup. Of course, you know, Alex Shinox earlier tonight at the top of the show, able to retain his United States Championship. He'll also be pulling double duty, but Matt Devious here, this is an opportunity for him with Briggs watching ringside to send a very strong message. Remember, it was Devious who 2 weeks ago cost Andrew Briggs a matchup against world champion Harvey Hastings. Briggs did get his payback last week with the victory over Harvey inside of a steel cage. But still, the win on the first week could have been what Briggs needed to get a spot in the Deadly Games tournament, and Devious took that from him. From the back, Matt Devious very ominously makes his way out into the Fusion Arena. Honestly, Matt Devious is a terrifying man. A former Money in the Bank holder and light heavyweight champion. When Devious first arrived in CMV, he went on a 15-plus match winning streak. And this man just knows so many ways to inflict pain and punishment on his opponents. And the hero killer, in his return, promising to purge CMV of its heroes, to out them as being nothing more than cowards. Oh, that was muted. Tonight he goes head to head. Wait, can you guys hear me? Oh, yeah, I wasn't talking to you. You could hear the music. Tonight, he takes on the chosen one at Chase Henderson. And there you can see from the shadows, Andrew Briggs will be watching ringside. Much like Devious was skulking about 2 weeks ago. About a month and a half ago that Matt Devious did the unthinkable and sent the steel chair crashing over the head of Andrew Briggs after a year of being tag team partners and best friends. Matt Devious said he was sick of Andrew Briggs dragging him down. Struck out on his own. Well, last week, things didn't exactly go Devious's way. He spent a lot of time taunting, mocking, playing with Bryce Canyon. In the end, it came back to bite him as Canyon found an escape and was able to defeat him. Oh, I had the muted that entire time. GG. Now I see the music muted the entire time there. Rip in peace. Vintage dashing. This matchup starts off, though, and I'm sure that Matt Devious is going to be much more focused after what happened on the last episode of Monday Night Fusion. There's Andrew Briggs with a front row seat. Chase Henderson been a phenomenal competitor, of course, former member of the Ballers Club. After they kicked him out, Chase Henderson been having an up and down ride thus far. Picking up some wins, some losses, but with an Ascendant 6 on the horizon, wins truly do mean more than they ever do, because every single superstar across all of CMV wants to be a part of the extravaganza, the showcase of the Immortals. If you're a champion, you have a guaranteed ticket there. That's, of course, what Matt Devious is going to look to do in 2 weeks at Final Stand, July the 1st, as a part of the second annual Deadly Games tournament. I'm sure that Devious's game plan here is to try to win this match as quickly as possible so he can be as fresh as possible up next in that 8-man tag team main event matchup featuring the 8 superstars who will be competing in the Deadly Games tournament, including the debut of PJ Moon on this side of CMV. What has already been a simply amazing night here on Fusion. Alistair Knox able to retain his United States Championship and a hard fight against Billy Shaw. We saw new trios champions crowned. Damien and the Kent brothers absolutely dominating the BRC to become the new holders of the gold. And we just saw quite possibly one of my favorite matches ever in CMB history. That Falls Count Anywhere match between Brandon Rain and Percy Simmons. Quite frankly, it definitely is an early match of the year contender. And Simmons able to prove that he did not need the champion's advantage to retain his title. Knee drop right there by the Hero Killer, square to the face of Chase Henderson. Henderson straight back up to his feet, though, and showing off some power with a gut-wrench power bomb. What's up, Maury? You just missed, a matchup that you should go back and watch. I always forget the match of the year contenders. When the Glammies come around, I just have to go back and sift through everything, because there's too many, quite honestly. Punch to the top of the head. Matt Devious now runs the ropes, and a nice complete shot. And look at that, Andrew Briggs, much like Matt Devious 2 weeks ago, costing Briggs the match against world champion Harvey Hastings. Now Briggs will do the same, get in the head of the Hero Killer Henderson. The Hero Killer exchanging strikes. Damn, someone ban Maury. We'll have that match for Ascendance, you know what I mean? Figure 4 head scissors applied by Matt Devious, choking the life out of Chase Henderson while at the same time playing with him. Look how he just throws him overhead. The only word to describe it, really, bullying Chase Henderson. Dragged by arm and leg away from the ropes, and Devious going to try for a lateral press here. Will it be enough? Murphy into the pin, only secures himself a 1 count, though. Rebounds off the ropes. Matt Devious with the headbutt. Chase Henderson just the nick of time to move out of the way. Brought up to a vertical base. Now face to face they stand. Chase Henderson hooked to the jaw from behind. Grabs a hold of the hair. A cutthroat. And then right down. Oh, look at that. I don't know if you guys saw it, but avert your eyes to the right. Andrew Briggs just threw in a steel chair. I don't know if Chase Henderson did the opening to actually try and use it before Murphy sees it. Brainbuster! Down on to the knee. And now to the corner. Matt Devious with devious intentions, mowing down the chosen one, but it's Briggs again who's trying to call the attention of referee Murphy, and does, forcing Devious to break the hold. Matt Devious to his feet. Chase Henderson getting a lot of help from Andrew Briggs in this matchup. Quite frankly, I'm a big fan of Andrew Briggs, but he should have been ejected after throwing in that steel chair. Nice counter after the shoulder blocks, but Chase Henderson still to the top rope. Double axe handle. Chase Henderson now trying to rally the support of the CM Universe behind him. Standing moonsault now. Thrown overhead with the fireman's carry. Drop down onto his backside. This is our co-main event, guys. Up next in the main event, it is an 8-man tag team matchup featuring the 8 competitors who will compete in the 2nd annual Deadly Games tournament in 2 weeks at Final Stand, July the 1st. Right now, Chase Henderson is getting his face cape. Okay. Chase Henderson apparently has some wizardry powers we don't know about. Unloads the combination on Devious. And Henderson, hyperextending the arm. Matt Devious in big trouble, but finds a key to escape, and then straight into a pin. Gonna try to get lucky and catch Henderson off guard, but just a 2 count. Stomp down to the back of the head, and Devious into the corner. Not taking this matchup seriously, and that's exactly what his downfall was last week. And he lost to Bryce Cannon in the end. And now the same might be said as Henderson. Can he get it in position? Devious. There it is. The Fujiwara armbar is in. Devious, though. Nice counter. The submission expert himself finds a way to get out of that one. Up over the shoulders and rammed neck first right into the top turnbuckle. Falls like a wet spaghetti noodle. Does Chase Henderson. What up, Batman? Now next comes the cradle DDT, and Henderson lands on his neck in such a way that quite honestly just made me cringe a little bit. Tries for a strike. Devious to stay in control, but Chase Henderson, give the kid his due. He might be cocky, he might be egotistical, but he's a hell of a competitor in that ring, and he's proving it right now. Oh, we already saw this earlier tonight be the downfall of world champion Harvey Hastings. Zach Payne stole a win using the dirty pin over the assassin, but it does not work for Devious here. Overhead with the fireman's carry. Brought back up to his feet. Devious has something in mind that is not going to end well. Oh my God, what a heel kick. And then just stomping over and over. Again with the heel kick. And Henderson is completely out of it, guys. He looks like he has no idea where he is right now. And that's just what Devious wants. The dastardly villain of CMV with another cradle DDT. Into the pin. 1, 2. Just a 2 count though. Chase Henderson stays alive, but the question is for how long? Oh my God! Leaping tombstone pile driver! And look at how Devious just looks down at Henderson, almost with disgust in his eyes, and as if that wouldn't be enough, Devious wants to put the exclamation point on it with another running knee. And Andrew Briggs Not liking what he's seeing. Devious takes his time to get into the pin. 1, 2, 3. The hero killer strikes again. And Andrew Briggs forced to watch from ringside. Matt Devious may have just injured Chase Henderson. It was completely unnecessary for him to hit that knee after having already hit the leaping tombstone pile driver. And Andrew Briggs continuing to watch for ringside. Well, Devious has about a couple of minutes to get ready backstage, because up next in our main event, he'll be pulling double duty. It is an 8-man tag team matchup. I mean, let's be honest. If Paul Devon doesn't come out in a fairy attire for Ascendance, then what's the point of even keeping CMV going? Might as well end it right here, right now. Well, guys, what has been a roller coaster of emotions here tonight on Monday Night Fusion culminates next with an 8-man tag team matchup. Yeah, well, Alistair Knox has had about an hour and a half since his match with Billy Shaw, but it was a hell of a match, so I'm sure Knox is still feeling the effects of that, and of course has to be feeling the effects, guys, of the returning MLP, who's been out of action for near 5 months. Remember, last time we saw him was Exodus, where he lost his Alpha World title, which was then voted Match of the Year. He suffered a pretty bad injury, but MLP returned to the top of the show when Alistair Knox, remember, we saw after the matchup, Knox had shook hands with Billy Shaw. It turned out to just be a ruse, as he then pulled Shaw in to the censorship again, and Lucky Pratt would come to the rescue, saving Billy Shaw from perhaps a serious injury. So Pratt is back and seems to have his sights set on Alistair Knox, but Knox going to have to be focused in this main event, guys, as we have Chris Diamond, Azrael, Perry Heaton, and Matt Devious set to take on Knox, Thompson, Ziegler, and the debuting PJ Moon. All 8 of these men are the 8 that will take place in the 2nd annual Deadly Games tournament 2 weeks away, the 1st of July. A single night tournament, single elimination, in which every matchup will have a random stipulation attached to it. The winner of that on the same night will challenge Harvey Hastings for his world title, which obviously gives Harvey a huge advantage, but in CMV, anything can happen. And especially when the world title's on the line, amazing feats can be witnessed. Well, out first is the former world champion, who is having to earn his rematch clause in the Deadly Games. Harvey Hastings, who defeated him back at Homecoming 3 to win the title. Perhaps even a bigger story than that, though, is the animosity that's been building between Chris Diamond and PJ Moon on Twitter. And we know that Diamond and Moon will fight in a first-round matchup in the Deadly Games. All the first-round matches have been revealed. Chris Diamond, one of the fastest rising stars in CMV history, in just over 6 months has become a rising star champion, won the 3rd annual Tag Team Cup, was the last ever Fusion Tag Team Champion, won Money in the Bank, and cashed it in to become world champion. And he says it's only a matter of time. The clock is ticking until he wins the championship again and brings it back to where it belongs. Well, Chris Diamond had better have a plan, not only for tonight, but for the Deadly Games. PJ Moon, known around the world, of course, competed on Unmatched for a short while earlier this season, now finds himself on Fusion, and very well, if he survives the Deadly Games, if all goes accordingly, by the end of this month, PJ Moon could be our new world champion. And here comes the BOA, the best one around, a CMV veteran, Azrael, who really complained his way into the Deadly Games tournament. Sick of not getting the opportunities he feels as though he deserves. And you can just read that shirt and know exactly the kind of guy that Azrael is if you've never seen him before. But he can back up his talk as a former two-time international champion and Fusion Tag Team champion. You actually saw the man he held the Fusion Tag Team titles with, Sean Kent, become the new Trios champion along with his brother Ryan Kent and Damian earlier tonight. Azrael really has his entire career been touching the upper echelon, been right there at the glass ceiling, but has never been able to break through it. Maybe Final Stand is exactly where he'll prove that he has what it takes to carry this company. You know what that means, Topher. Another question that's got to be on the mind of the CM universe is two teams can coexist. Just for Team 1 here, we have got a lot of egos that I'm even surprised they're able to fit into this arena together. And then on the opposite side, you've got, well, Jacob Ziegler, who has said time and time again he is no team player. Him and Pierre Thompson, though, have formed together a couple times. They were a part of Team Fusion back at Homecoming 3. But here's a man who earlier tonight got into a pretty heated back and forth with world champion Harvey Hastings on Twitter. It's your favorite, Topher. The pretty boy Pitbull, Perry Heenan, a former Anarchy champion who for months now has been out to prove himself worthy of a world championship opportunity. Put on a 5-star matchup with Paul Devine and Bison, but in both matches ended up taking the loss. Perry Heenan is desperate, and as we say, when you're desperate, you are dangerous. Heenan does make a good point when he says that he deserves an opportunity at the World Championship. The current holder of the belt, Harvey Hastings, he tapped out 4 times in a single month. But it's really about what have you done lately, and lately Heenan has not been finding much success. An outlast for Team 1, going to be the man that we just saw compete. Let's just get him running to the ring. Matt Devious able to defeat Chase Henderson in a pretty back and forth matchup where he certainly took his licks. So, you know, Knox has had about an hour and a half or so to rest. Devious has had no time, ran to the back, got a quick drink of water, maybe patted down his face, and now is set for action again. As here comes the man who has had a bit of an up and down night, and being able to retain his United States Championship, in doing so, setting the record for most defenses as United States Champion in CMV history. So congratulations to Knox for accomplishing that feat, but at the same time, as he sought to maybe even injure, why is he coming from the crowd? Oh, I guess Alistair Knox not feeling safe knowing that MLP is around, leaving his championship in the back and entering from the crowd. Because as I was just about to say, Alistair Knox, after the bell had already rung, locked in censorship again on Billy Shaw, and who would return to save the day? MLP, Michael Lee Pratt. After 5 months out on injury, made his return, driving Knox off. Now Knox taking his precautions. Tonight, Alistair Knox, who also is not a team player, not exactly a buddy-buddy kind of guy, has a lot of friends, but on a mission for momentum heading into the Deadly Games, all these 8 men gonna have to do what they have to do, as now here comes Prime Time, the big dog of CMV. A former United States and international champion, Peter Thompson now has his eyes fixated on that world championship. Peter actually earlier tonight tweeting out saying he was very excited to be able to team up with PJ Moon. Saying that now, but in the Deadly Games, they might end up being opponents. Pierre Thompson been at odds with Perry Heaton these past couple of weeks. And I can actually tell you that next week on the go-home edition of Monday Night Fusion, Perry Heaton and Pierre Thompson will fight one-on-one. Yet again, it was a couple of weeks ago they did, but it ended up going to a double countout. Last week, in a matchup with Jacob Ziegler, Perry, I should say, ended up coming out to the ring and distracting both men. In the end, Thompson was able to garner the victory. Jacob Ziegler actually had himself a rough month. Not only lost to PR last week, but also to Chris Diamond the week before that. So Ziegler hungry to get a W. And speaking of the pride of Scotland, here he comes, the former 2-time Anarchy champion, Money in the Bank holder, and Fusion Tag Team champion, and donned by many in the CMV universe as the greatest man in CMV history to have never held a world championship. At Final Stand, he's looking to change that. Jacob Ziegler, beyond that, has never even had an opportunity at a world championship, never been involved in a world championship match. And that's criminal. Even I'm saying that. And me and Jacob Ziegler are not exactly, you know, thick as thieves. The Scotsman, a fan favorite, no doubt about it. in the Deadly Games tournament. A lot of money going to be riding on the shoulders of Ziggler. Since debuting in CMV, Ziggler instantly connected with the CMV universe for his phenomenal in-ring abilities, but his cocky attitude and his, well, discare for the rules, as well as his outright nasty type of things he spews to the fans. And last but not least, for the first time ever, the Monday Fusion, P is set to have himself a matchup on CMV's flagship show. PJ Moon signing a deal with CMV and general manager of Monday Night Fusion, Yuri Sokolov, to partake in the Deadly Games tournament. And quite an entrance. There he is. PJ Moon is here. He's in the building. And look at that. This is a sight to see. An era in CMV where so many outside names, known around the world, loved by many, are finally finding their way to our company. PJ Moon joins that list. PJ Moon, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I believe Alvius loves that as well. Woo! Getting toasty here ringside. PJ Moon and a Fusion ring, quite honestly, something I never thought that we would see. And in 2 weeks at Final Stand, when the night is over, there's a good chance he just might be our new world champion, as it will be Chris Diamond and Alistair Knox starting things off here against each other in a first-time encounter between the two, I do believe. Jawbreaker, but a distance created and a high knee immediately by the Baller, who is on a mission, one that he does not want to fail, to reclaim his world championship. And look at Alistair immediately locks in a dragon sleeper. Doesn't look like he fully has it in though, and Diamond able to find a way to escape because of that. Alistair Knox taken down with a shin breaker and then a dragon snap. The United States champion making history tonight with the most defenses ever as a United States champion, before then getting the boot from MLP, a returning MLP. Now have to pull double duty. But Alistair, there's one thing I can know about him, is that he loves inflicting punishment. That was how we say dragon screw here in CMV. It's a hell of a maneuver. It deserves to be sold as perfectly as possible. And Chris Diamond right now, I'll tell you as much, is all over Alistair Knox like peanut butter on jelly. Knox, though, also has to be a favorite heading into the Deadly Games. He's a man who, in his near-year career, here in CMV, has only taken 2 singles losses. We know that his first round matchup will be against Perry Heaton, and what a back suplex facebuster right there by the former world champion, as we see both Ziegler and Thompson asking for tags. Trip up by Diamond, now goes for the knee. Knowing that Alex Knox already went through a pretty nasty matchup with Billy Shaw, then getting a super kick from Pratt. Diamond is fully capitalizing, and we might not even get to see PJ Moon in action if Diamond has his way. We're going to make this main event a quick one. Doesn't go for the pin, though. Interestingly enough, instead of knee to the shoulder, maybe trying to ensure that Alex Knox can not lock in his censorship. You take out his arm, his shoulder, he won't be able to lock it in as effectively. Hook to the jaw. Knox struggling to find an answer for Diamond here. Hero slam by the Baller. Finally, a sign of life from Knox. I mean, oh, bicycle knee. I was about to say, I'm not all surprised that Knox is struggling in this matchup, but, well, he just proved that he's not with that knee strike. Only gets a 2 count over Diamond, though. Brings down up to his feet, waiting for him with a punch to the gut. Tries for a grapple, deflected though by Alistair, and Knox, look at that, Devious, the submission expert himself, knows all too well that if Knox locks in that censorship, it is game over, but now Knox is preoccupied with Devious, does not see the hot tag by Diamond, made to Heaton, and here comes the Pretty Boy Pitbull, all-out war exploding now between this matchup. Referee Murphy struggling to get order. PJ Moon thinking about getting his hands dirty, but changed his mind, and Ziegler got to watch the refs count. Don't get the tag to Moon instead. Here comes Pierre Thompson, the big dog, and the Pretty Boy Pitbull set for singles action next week here on Fusion. Up over the shoulders, and the former Anarchy whoa. What Thompson exactly was setting up for there, but Perry does a very good job of finding a way to escape. And a old school pile driver. Honestly, you see maneuvers like that, and it just makes you wonder how they were so frequently used back in the day. Absolutely. It's hard to watch. And especially for someone like Thompson, who has a history of neck injuries. You know, earlier this season, actually, Jay Money, who injured him with a pile driver off the apron, down onto the outside. You see PJ Moon trying to help out Pierre, but he's a little bit too slow in doing so. Thompson drops down behind out of a scoop slam and a reverse DDT. PJ Moon continuing to watch from the apron here in our main event. Fusion number 130, and the play of the day. A little bit slower than usual. Didn't have as much oomph as it does usually, but enough to get a 2 count, no more. PJ wanted to come in and get a close look, I guess. Now, Moon could very easily earn a sweet paycheck and not even do anything, because it looks like Thompson is looking to wrap this matchup up with the highlight. And that's going to put Heaton in big trouble unless one of his teammates can make a save here. I guess they're trusting him to kick out on his own. And, well, trust pays off. The Pretty Boy Pitbull survives for now as he looks to come back with a swinging knee to the chest. Camel clutch position, and Perry Heaton unloads with forearm smashes straight across the forehead. Look at that roar. You see him look right at PJ Moon. Now, I'm sure a lot of the Fusion locker room intimidated in a way by Moon. For somebody like him, you know, it's like that age-old, why does he deserve it? Coming in, having not even previously had a match on this side of CMV, and has a pretty good chance of walking out a final stand as the new world champion. And it's true, PJ Moon does have some, hot tag nearly made. PJ Moon does have a lot of proving to do here in CMV. Especially for those in the CMV universe who might not actually know who he is. What a wheelbarrow neck breaker. I'd say it's pretty good. a hold of the arm. Perry Heenan going to try to tear the shoulder straight out of the socket. That's just how vicious the pretty boy Pitbull is. And Thompson definitely does not want to get caught up in any one of his numerous submission holds. Who's going to get the hot tag? It's going to be Knox. PJ Moon still shafted from getting involved in this matchup. Meanwhile, tag to Azrael, and Knox running right into Azrael. These two actually fought some weeks back with Knox picking up the victory. So you know that Azrael would like to get that win back here. Interesting knee drop as Thompson tries to recuperate on the outside. The United States champion gets a stiff kick to the back. Surely sends shooting pains up and down the spine. And the boa off the fireman's carry into a sidewalk slam. Oh! The boa constrictor! The boa constrictor by Azrael, but Alistair Knox. Could you imagine Knox tapping out? That would be the day. A couple of knees to the back of the head. PJ Moon visibly getting agitated at this point with nobody tagging him in. Ziggler hasn't been tagged in either yet. Alistair Knox caught with a vertical suplex into a neck breaker. And now Azrael has his sights set on putting this matchup to an end. Gonna go for that cringe-inducing consequence. The neck drilled into the shoulder to the pin. Looks like Thompson's there to make the immediate save. Fails! Thompson! Oh my God! Knox kicking out on his own regard. I thought that was going to be it. Now Azrael taking out, giving Knox a little bit of time. Northern Lights suplex by the big dog. It is one fall. One fall! Not elimination, otherwise we'd be here for all of eternity until final stand. Takeover by Knox now, given a good enough amount of time to recuperate. PJ Moon trying to rally the CMV universe. Forearm smash. Azrael up against the ropes. Knox goes for an Irish whip, but a forearm smash. The United States champion rebounds into a hell of a lariat. Alistair. I don't know how wise this is. In a matchup with this magnitude, so much momentum is on the line heading into final stand of the Deadly Games tournament. Knox knows what he's doing, though. Azrael goes for a power bomb, but a nice drop down into an arm drag by Alistair Knox. Stop to the lower spine. Azrael looking up at the lights, and now Knox just going to mount him and unleashing these left hands. Stomp to the gut on the way out. A tweet here, guys, from Billy Shaw. Says, I hope Knox knows if it wasn't for that second censorship, I would have hit the Shaw driver one more time, and I would be the United States champion. Well, 'twas not to be on this night. Shaw's honestly lucky he still has a career, and a tag to Jacob Ziegler. Look at PJ Moon is getting pissed at now. It went from being a little bit miffed to being agitated. Now he's pissed. It's almost like his team are refusing to tag him in because he's an outsider. Because they think he doesn't deserve to be in the Deadly Games. Ziegler now in, and these two are going to be fighting first round of the Deadly Games. Have a history, a bit of a rivalry towards the start of the season, and Azrael with a phenomenal forearm right to the side of Ziegler's head. Brought up to a seated position. Now up to his feet. Ziegler looks to be out of it. A vertical suplex. And Ziegler, his hot tag, not exactly too hot. Try to clutch to make the counter here. No, looks like Azrael's going to have his way. PJ Moon's going to come into the ring, but referee Murphy stopped. Everybody's working against PJ Moon here in this match. Consequence. That's not the first time that Ziegler has felt the sting of that move. 1, 2, just a 2 count. Ziegler hardly procuring any damage in this matchup. Now a tag to pair. Heenan, Azrael, and Heenan have a history as a tag team. And look at that. Heenan immediately. Oh! Heenan! Heenan! With a lapel lock! But Ziggler, who uses the very similar crossface, is able to escape quickly. Man, Ziggler's just eating everybody's fins coming into this matchup. Maybe it's lucky PJ didn't get the hot tag. The pretty boy Pitbull, like a rabid Pitbull, staying on the attack. Perry Heenan wants to make a tag. Jacob Ziggler does not let him do so. Trip up by Heenan. The former Anarchy champions duking it out. Ziggler having a tough go of it so far in our main event here. Everything he throws at Heenan, the pretty boy Pitbull has an answer for. 1999 up in here, guys. We haven't had one in a while. Bit of a reversal fest. Back and forth they go to secure the upper hand. And now Heenan, right in front of Ziggler's partners, looks for a scoop slam thrown right into PJ Moon. And now back suplex. Modified back suplex. Ziggler on the hunt. There you, oh, what? What? Oh, he's stealing Heenan's move. The crossface chicken wing, using Perry Heenan's old submission maneuver against him. Will Heenan tap? No, 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 breaks free. And a lucky elbow to the head. Heenan wants that tag real bad. He'll get it to Diamond. Ziggler looking for some payback. Diamond knocking him off 2 weeks ago. Heenan inadvertently taking out Diamond, though. Well, now at least he takes down Ziggler as well. Locking in an STF. He can't keep this locked in, though. He's not the legal man. And Diamond straight into the pin on Ziggler. One. Just a one count, though. Ziggler still on it. Oh, who just got... Oh, PJ just got taken out by Heenan. Looks like PJ finally tried to get his hands dirty, and Heenan cut him off from doing so. None of Moon's partners here helping him out in that exchange. Now Moon on the outside. Might as well just stay there with the way this match is going. I don't think any of his partners have an intention of tagging him in. It's almost like a hazing. The brash Jacob Ziggler now puts his knee to the back of Diamond's head, mocking him, taking some time to taunt. Escapes the waistlock, though. Goes for a forearm smash to the lower back. Jacob Ziggler moves out of the way. Does not move out of the way of that TKO, though. Knee to the face of the pride of Scotland and the DDT. Not a whole lot of punch pack behind it. Tag to back, devious out. And boy, do these guys have a history. It was Matt Devious who won the Money in the Bank ladder match at Ascendance 5. And the night after, the fusion after, Jacob Ziggler challenged Devious to a matchup for the briefcase. It was a trap all along, and Ziggler stole the briefcase from Devious. The hero killer nailing a cradle DDT. Moon now back up on the apron. Elbow to the gut. And Jacob Ziggler, just like that with the heel hook. Azrael doing a good job trying to give Devious a bit of time to muster enough to kick out of this, knowing that Devious just went through a matchup with Chase Henderson. 1, 2. Only a 2 count, though. And oh my God, tags in Pierre Thompson. Wow. Well, I guess PJ Moon, he gets a check. He gets an easy check. But he wanted some in-ring experience here in a fusion ring. And his partners are depriving him of that. They will not let him in the ring. Look at that. Perry Heenan blindsiding Pierre, allowing his partner Devious to get up to his feet. Straight knee to the face as Thompson was shooting low. What the hell is Devious doing here? He's got a mandible claw, bud? Devious shoving his hand down Pierre's throat. What an invasion of privacy. And Devious dastardly as ever, laughing at Pierre Thompson's feeble performance in this matchup. Into the corner now, whatever Devious had intentions for. Gets an elbow to the side of the head instead. Stalls a suplex into a vertical of his own. And notice how PJ Moon isn't even asking for the tag anymore at this point, because he knows that it's not going to happen. Now Thompson on the receiving end of that cradle DDT. Matt Devious now goes for a power bomb, but the big dog sees it coming. Expert reversal jawbreaker. Devious not let him take control for very long, though. Yeah, possibly. I mean, I'm a big Pierre Thompson fan. I'm a big Ziggler fan. I do not approve what they're doing here. PJ Moon might not have proved himself yet in CMV, but how can he prove himself if they don't even let him tag into the match? Well, in the ring, Thompson counters into a neckbreaker, and as Matt Devious looks to crawl away, Prime Time gonna show us his raw aggression. Incredible strength with a trio of deadlift gut wrench suplex. I would love to see PJ tag in and then immediately tags out. Be like, nah, fuck you guys. Oh my God, a second time. Matt Devious with the cradle DDT, and Pierre Thompson again can't stress enough the history of neck injuries that he has. Can't allow himself to keep taking these hits. Uranagi side slam. Thompson now goes for the feet of Devious. These two, nobody's been definitively in control. They keep countering, reversal, reversal, reversal. Now, slow, methodical pace. Matt Devious brings Thompson up to his feet, tries for a scoop slam. Thompson again escapes and a punch to the base of the skull. Irish Ripper to the corner, and maybe Thompson is looking to pull out the full muscle buster. Very rarely does he hit this, but it is exactly what he's going to try to finish this match off with. Bam! What? Devious no-selling, gets right back up to his feet. Wow. The balls on Matt Devious. And Thompson says, no mind. You want another? I got you. Full muscle buster again. And this time Devious stays down. Perhaps it'll be enough for the 3 count. Hooks the leg. 1, 2, but PJ Moon stopping Chris Diamond from making the save. But there we go. Finally, Moon gets a bit of offense, taking out his rival Diamond with that catchphrase. In the meantime, Thompson makes a tag to Knox, who looks down at Devious. Look at PJ's asking for the tag again. He wants it. He says, please get me in there. Let me get my hands dirty. But Knox just completely ignores him. And now Knox looks to put the final touches on this 8-man tag team matchup. Censorship to claim another victim. Will Devious be forced to submit? Yes, he will. And this matchup comes to an end as PJ Moon doesn't even get tagged in. At least he got a catchphrase on Diamond. That's got to feel good for him. And an easy paycheck as well. Alistair Knox forcing Matt Devious to submit to get the win for his team. And I cannot even imagine how pissed off PJ Moon has got to be right now. He's gonna be looking to dish out some vengeance in the Deadly Games. Again, I understand where they were coming from. PJ Moon's an outsider. They feel like he doesn't deserve the opportunity he's being handed. But at the same time, how can PJ prove himself if he didn't even get tagged in? He's still celebrating. Hey, he got a hit in on Diamond. His Fusion debut will be marked down as a victory. And before we sign off for the night, guys, we got one but double duty and impressive players, and the winner will have a special grave buried for them. Strong words from Harvey Hastings, guys. What an absolutely awesome show. Besides that damn glitch returning earlier during the trios title match. Nosh retains his U.S. title. We had Schmitty actually took the loss to Global Offensive. Zach Payne stealing a win over world champion Harvey Hastings, using the ropes to do so. New trios champions, baby. And the Kent brothers and Damien destroying the BRC. And this, I can't stress enough. If you did not watch this, watch it. What an awesome matchup. And Percy Simmons still the light heavyweight champion. Devious got a win over Chase Henderson, but then was the man to tap in our 8-man tag. And I wouldn't be surprised we got an injury report here. Joshua apparently recovered from an injury. Cause and effect, but luckily no injuries were sustained during this pay-per-view. I think PJ Moon's going to be okay. But thank you guys, as always, for watching. If you like what you saw and you want to see more, make sure you drop a follow so that you know when I go live. ! Join in the chat. We'll give you a link to our website, cmvwrestling.com. If you have a call, we are on Xbox One, you want to join, you are more than welcome to do so. ! Twitter, ! Discord. We'll give you links to all of our social media. And I will see you guys this Thursday for an action-packed NGW where Ryan Riley will challenge J Money for the NGW Championship. Other than that, I guess I'll see you when I see you.